Hey everybody, I wanted to show you the quick and easy way to get started with Cloudways so you can have your Site C site migrated either from WordPress or from other platforms. So Cloudways is the only host that we will recommend or work with while doing our migrations. And this is because we have a long history with this platform. We've had favorable experiences with their technical support, and we know it inside and out. That's not saying that there aren't other good hosts out there, but the majority of hosts that we work with end up not meeting our expectations in some way or another. And so that's why we've chosen to go only with Cloudways. So right here, you start or click on Start Free. You have to start with a trial with Cloudways. Once you've done that, you can fill in this information. I hope I haven't used this email before. And I'm going to just say that I'm a blogger. That doesn't really matter much. This is just information for them. You can enter a promo code if you have it, and you hit Start Free. All right, once you've done this, you're going to actually pick your server, and I'm going to not save that password. Okay, so for most photographers, DigitalOcean is by far the choice here. There used to be other options as well, but DigitalOcean ended up buying Cloudways a few years back, and so they only offer DigitalOcean servers at this scale. If you have a huge site, let's say that you are e-commerce or something else, AWS and Google Cloud are both really great. I've only had to migrate one project onto these as it grew out of DigitalOcean's needs. Okay, they default you to this 2 GB option. For most photographers, you do not need that. It's what I run on my own personal server, but it's a little bit overkill for most people. The 1 GB standard, not premium, is totally fine for most photographers. You're going to potentially see absolutely minuscule differences in performance if you go up to the premium. It's only like a few dollars per month, and so maybe you find that worthwhile. Also, there are a few features that they only offer on the 2 gig and above in regards to like really high-end caching and some other like built-in Cloudflare enterprise features. So it can be worthwhile to do 2 gig if money is like no option or no object in your decision, and the $24 a month is fine. The 2 gig premium is a really good way to go. But for most photographers, 1 gig standard, completely fine. And then pick the location that is closest to you physically. And so for me, I'm on the west coast of the US, and so San Francisco is great. And that gives me that $11 a month fee. I need to verify my email. That's something that I always forget. So let me go to the other browser and do that really fast. But you have to do that before you do this process. It's when I refresh, I'm going to have to select all of those all over again. Okay, so let me refresh this. And now it's going to allow me to actually do that. Another thing, I forgot to go over everything on the top. So this is where you pick what kind of application you're actually creating. And they have Magneto or Magento, which is an e-commerce, Laravel, PHP. This is like developer stuff. WooCommerce if you're going to sell products. But almost all photographers just do the latest version of WordPress. Clean has no Cloudways optimizations. I prefer the Cloudways optimizations. And then multi-site, I always try to talk people out of multi-site unless it's absolutely necessary. So regular version of WordPress, you can name your application. So this is like the name of your website. So I would just say like Dylan's new site. And you can name your server. One cool thing about Cloudways is you can have multiple websites on your Cloudways server. I've had 10 to 15 websites on a server before, especially if they're smaller, low traffic projects. Maybe you're a wedding photographer, but you have this like little side personal branding website you want to start. You can totally have them both even on the same 1 gig server, and they're going to be completely fine. Your project, you don't really have to do this, but it's something if you have like multiple servers for the same project. And I can't include that. Okay, cool. So back to 1 gig standard, San Francisco, $11 a month. Hit launch now. All right, so it's going to take 7 minutes. Got it. This is where their tech support. You can click that at any time, chat with them. Here's some credits if you want to like tell your friends to jump onto Cloudways. That's really great. You pretty much just have to wait now. Once you get in, let me show you. I can show you my other account, so we don't have to wait for 7 minutes. One moment here. Let me just log out. And I will log back in. I have many Cloudways accounts. Okay, so when you're done, on this account I have 3 different servers. Each of them have different, this one has 9 websites, this one 4, this one 5. I'll show you the Site C server. One thing you can do is click here to just see all the applications on the server. So here we can look in the Caldera demo. And this is where you're going to go after you get your new Cloudways account. It gives you actually let me show you even a different one. Let's go back. This test staging account. This is what your brand new WordPress URL is going to look like from Cloudways. I'm going to launch it here. It's just going to say WordPress and then a string of numbers and then cloudwaysapps.com. And this is a brand new WordPress site that has had nothing done to it. So this is exactly what you're going to get when you create that new app with Cloudways. And that's where you're going to start your installations instructions for the Site C theme, or we can take over and do that for you if you're doing a paid migration. So you would go to like appearance, themes, add new, upload, and then put your theme file here. And that's where this is your blank WordPress install. Here is your information for logging into that new WordPress install. This is the login for the admin panel link. The username is the email that you signed up for your Cloudways account. And then it makes passwords for you. You can click that to copy. You can create your own password and you can view the password. It also gives you database username and password. Most people don't need to ever use that. And over here, it gives you your IP for your server. That's very important. That's how you're going to take your site live at the end. And then you can also make credentials for people to log into your server remotely and replace files. So if you're working with a developer, they're likely going to ask you for this. And then finally, you do have a team. And one thing you can do is go to add member. And this is like if you're going to have us jump in and work on your site, you just add our email address. And then you make sure that we have support and console access, but we don't need billing access. And then we can work on your site. We can log in and we see your app under like sites that we can work on, and we can do everything as far as server settings, application settings, and see your staging URLs, etc. So that's really helpful. If you need support, doing this will allow us to log in and actually help you out. And this is what we require to start the migration process. So I hope this video is helpful and not too rambly. That's how you get started with Cloudways. It does take a few minutes the first time. If you're ever adding a site to your server that's already existing, it only takes a minute or two. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Otherwise, I'm glad that you now have good, solid WordPress hosting that's not going to let you down with solid technical support as well.